All right, let's get started. Thanks for tuning in to our weekly BioHack workshop. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Marco Rodriguez. My beautiful wife, Diane, and I are both occupational therapists. We own a clinic in El Paso, Texas. I've been a therapist for about 30 years now, and mostly working in corporate America. And to be honest with you, I did like my job. I was good at it. What I didn't like was the lack of freedom. Yes, I made pretty good living, but I hated not being there for my family. So 8 years ago, Diana and I started our own outpatient rehab clinic, hoping that it would provide us just a little more time freedom and less stress. And although we built one of the largest outpatient clinics in the country of its kind, we realized that in some respects, running a traditional business was like jumping out of the frying pan and into the fire. But what's interesting is that during that same 8-year period of time, some dear friends of ours, Todd and Carrie Williams, who are on tonight, they started their own LifeVantage business, and they were able to walk away from their jobs in just a couple years. I mean, I was intrigued, but I was kind of cautious because, I mean, like many of you, I've seen a lot of these quote unquote opportunities, but I realized that LifeVantage was very different. I was also kind of concerned about my time, whether or not I had the time to build it. I didn't think I had the time. Diane and I are like most people. We had jobs. We ran that traditional business. I'm a proactive father of 6 children, and Diane and I have a lot of hobbies that we enjoy. But I love the fact that in this business, you can build it in the nooks and crannies of your life. It doesn't require you to quit your job or give up on the things that you care about. So after taking a serious look at this, I came to the realization that I needed to put my ego aside and really consider that maybe there was a better way. So in April of 2018, Diane and I started our own LifeVantage distributorship. And I tell you, our life has never been the same. Now, I don't say that flippantly. I mean, I literally mean that Diane and I are more excited about life than we've ever been. We've traveled more than ever. I mean, incentive trips, with seeing our LifeVantage friends. We saw, and we've been places like Puerto Vallarta, Cancun, so many other places, all expense paid trips with LifeVantage, the scuba diving excursions. Oh my gosh, I mean, I could talk about this all night, but I understand that you did not log on to hear me talk about all the incentive trips. So let's do this. Let's dive into the science and see exactly what's got this unusually or usually introverted person kind of all pumped up. So a couple of disclaimers. Look, when we talk about money, it's imperative that you understand that we are not employees. We are independent contractors. There are some people that are not making money. There are some people that are making a little bit of money. And there's people that are making a whole lot of money. But that's true of any business, right? And I hope that makes sense to you. A lot of it depends on your work ethic, what you put in, your own leadership skills, market conditions, your coachability, right? That's a big one. So I encourage you to check out our income earnings disclosure statement, and that will give you a better details as to what is possible. And the possibilities are truly remarkable. So we're going to talk about 4 basic components. The first one is products. That's my favorite part, actually. And as a science geek and an INTJ personality, my challenge is to make this a little bit fun, so we don't make it sound like it's you're at a excuse me, at a lecture in college. The second part is going to be talking about the compensation. Third, we're going to talk about timing. And then the last thing we're going to talk about is the system. So let's dive into the products. Now, people often ask, where did LifeVantage begin? And LifeVantage began in a laboratory. It was really just a group of scientists. This is way before becoming the global phenomenon that it is, before becoming that monster in NASDAQ. It was just a group of scientists, some very intelligent scientists, and they had one simple question, and it had to do with lifespan. Is there anything that we can do about our lifespan, or is it just something that we just have to live with? So that led to some pretty incredible discoveries, and for the sake of time, I won't geek you out with all the science behind it, but those discoveries, one of them being that our genes contain the incredible abilities to produce certain enzymes, certain proteins that will that can repair the cells, that can keep slow down that biological clock. Well, that led to a second discovery, and that second discovery had to do with the fact that we now have the ability to activate or to biohack into those cells and activate those survival enzymes. Now, our company was formed out of science in 2003, and these guys, what they wanted to do is they were looking for a way to get these products or get these discoveries, the research, into the hands of the people. Well, it started to grow very slowly at the very beginning, and it really wasn't until 2005 when things began to take off. Let me explain what happened there. So the discovery started to sort of rock the medical community, and it caught the attention of a lot of healthcare providers, but it also caught the attention of the news media, in particularly John Quinones from ABC Primetime. Now, if you know anything about John Quinones, he is an award-winning investigative reporter. In other words, if he shows up at your place of business, it is usually not a good thing. But he comes in and he asks for a blood test. He wants to prove or disprove the theories. And he took the results that he got about 2 weeks later, and he aired them on ABC. Now, it was the lead story on ABC Primetime. Now, imagine, when was the last time that a story that led on ABC Primetime, when was the last time that it was a good story? Or when was the last time, certainly, that it was on health and wellness? So I'm going to show you a short clip of that interview. The entire interview is about 15 minutes long, but I've kind of shortened it down. Some of my folks have shortened it down for us. And I want you to, as you watch the video, think two things. One, if this is true, how could this help you or your loved one? And secondly, for those of you who are interested in becoming professional biohackers, I want you to think about this. If this is true, and very few people know about it, what's the market potential, and how can you utilize this in our new connected economy? So here's the video.
Following is an ABC Primetime investigative report that aired in 2005.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock with just a few pills? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. As I found out firsthand, there may be a way to erase years, at least inside my body. Granted, it's down the road, but some scientists are wondering if a new pill I took might offer a very long life. It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment, a kind of guinea pig.
Okay.
I'm here at the University of Colorado in Denver.
This is pretty exciting stuff you're finding, huh?
It is. We're very excited about it.
His latest research could very well unravel the mystery of aging itself. And his decades of experiments may have the potential of adding years to people's lives and possibly prevent chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. It all centers around this small yellow pill, and for me, it begins with a blood test. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing.
Bad for the body.
Leading to disease.
Leading to disease and leading to malfunction, and importantly, leading to what we call aging. It is a slow progression of increasing oxidative stress. That's the main characteristic biochemically of the aging process.
It's called Protandim, and tests on both mice and humans have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm it.
Right now, all we know is that this preparation decreases oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is not a disease, just like aging is not in itself a disease, but it's something that accompanies and is attached to many disease processes.
Have you discovered the fountain of youth?
I wouldn't put it that way, but we may have discovered something that will tell us a lot more about how we age, what happens biochemically, and maybe how we can slow it down.
Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age. Taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old. But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. The result? My level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically.
45%, that's excellent.
Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after.
Which, if extrapolated back, is the level you would see in a newborn baby.
Have we turned back the clock? Well, maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells, yes indeed. High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses.
It's at the very center of many diseases: liver disease, diabetes, emphysema, asthma. I've studied all of these: strokes, heart attacks.
Even mental disease.
Yes.
Depression?
Alzheimer's disease, depression. But we do know that oxidative stress is part of those disease processes. I don't want to wait until I'm 80 years old and find out that I should have taken it.
When that news report aired on primetime in 2005, many major medical universities began studying Protandim Nrf2. They went on to publish their peer-reviewed research, and the understanding that this product activated our genes, optimizing our own genetic potential, was revealed.
All right. Well, every time I see that video, guys, it just blows me away. So when that video first aired back in 2005, LifeVantage was a small biotech company. It's publicly traded on NASDAQ. It was probably doing a couple $100,000 in volume. And remember at the end of that video where it said, for more information, go to abcnews.com. Well, guess what? People did. In fact, over the next few days, they received over $5 million worth of orders. Now, it sounds great, right? You think your ships come in, but here's the problem. These guys are a group of scientists. They really weren't prepared for that volume. So everything got backordered for 8 months. Now, imagine being someone like myself, or imagine after you saw that and you started thinking about, yeah, God, this could help my mom, this could help my dad, my brother, etc., and then being told that you had to wait 8 months to get it. So this stock was at about $1 a share. It shot up to $20 a share on sheer speculation alone, but then it dropped down to 7 cents. So it was in danger of being delisted. So it's kind of a disaster, but here's the good news, is that universities from all around the world saw that John Quinones's oxidative stress was reduced by 45%, and it was 13 days. So that prompted a lot of these universities to contact the lab and say, we want to study Protandim as it relates to whatever area of study that we're focused on. So for example, LSU, in conjunction with the Skin Cancer Foundation, found that Protandim reduces the proliferation of skin melanoma by an average of 57%. In that study, they outlined how Protandim literally suppresses tumors. Johns Hopkins University had a very similar study on lung cancer. The American Heart Association, they published a 26-page article in Circulation magazine on its effects on cardiac health. To date, now get this, guys, to date, it is the only branded product ever featured by the American Heart Association in their journal. And the results were so remarkable that they funded another study with Ohio State University on its effects on bypass surgeries. So you've got universities like Harvard, Texas Tech, the National Institute of Health. Now, guys, this is important. So the National Institute of Health, which is the same governing body that is, it's our tax dollars at work. They're part of that same group of people that are working so hard right now, coming up with treatments and with cures for COVID-19. That same organization studied our product for 10 years. And after that 10-year study, they found that our product was the only natural product clinically proven to extend the life of mammals. Guys, this is a big, big deal. We have 25 peer-reviewed studies, journal publications. We have articles in Free Radical Biology and Medicine. Here's another one down here, Journal of Cellular Biochemistry. Guys, and the list goes on and on. Now, during that ABC primetime, the word oxidative stress was used. And, you know, I go around and I ask people if they know what oxidative stress is, and most of the time they think I'm talking about emotional stress. That is not what we're talking about here. Oxidative stress, also known as free radicals, reactive oxygen species. Here's what you should know about it. Everyone has it. In fact, there have been studies, and I'll talk about that here in a little bit, over 200,000 studies in PubMed.gov, which is our National Library of Medicine. There's over 200,000 studies on the subject of oxidative stress, and we now know that it's been linked to well over 200 different diseases. And so where does it come from? Well, everywhere. You know, it comes from the food you eat, the air you breathe, you know, all of the toxins and pollutants. You know, it's funny because we all want cleaner air, but no one is giving up their cars to do it. Pesticides, oh my gosh, how many pesticides do you think are in your food? Even if you eat organic food, pesticides are in the air, toxins are in the air, they get in the ground, they're gonna get into your organic food. Wireless signals, we're hearing a lot now about how bad 5G is for your mitochondrial function. lack of exercise, rigorous exercise, it all causes oxidative stress. So what are your options? Well, you could eat healthy. That's a good start. But how many of you know that there's no way that, look at the bottom of the screen. You literally have to eat 11 pounds of blueberries every day to combat the same amount of free radicals as one pill of Protandim. Or how about this? 375 oranges, 120 vitamin C tablets. How about this? 87 glasses of red wine. I like wine, but I'm not drinking 87 glasses. Gosh, you're gonna have a lot more problems than just oxidative stress if you try to consume 80 glasses of red wine in one day. So that's an option. I don't know about that option, but how about if you could biohack and activate the enzymes that are already in your cells? Well, you can do that. You can actually, Protandim NRF2 Synergizer is clinically proven to reduce, now get this, it is clinically proven to reduce 40% of your oxidative stress in 30 days. That's a lifetime accumulation of oxidative stress, and it can reduce it by 40% in 30 days. It can increase your superoxide dismutase, catalase, glutathione. Now, those are some major enzymes in your body. Now, as a therapist, I work with kids that are on the autism spectrum, and kids on the autism spectrum tend to produce very low levels of glutathione. Now, I'm not saying that this is a cure for autism or anything like that, or we don't treat or cure or mitigate disease, but it's just interesting that, glutathione is such a big part of our life, and yet it starts to decrease as we get older. Protandim NRF2 Synergizer will boost that sucker by 300%. And in doing so, those enzymes, there's over 300 enzymes that it produces or that it activates. And those enzymes working together are clinically proven to reduce 1 million free radicals per second in every cell of your body. Again, by doing so, you lower the oxidative stress levels by 40% in 30 days and up to 70% in 120 days. Now, people ask me, so what's so magical about this little yellow pill? Well, look, it's not magic, it's science. It's actually just 5 ingredients: milk thistle, bacopa, ashwagandha, green tea, and turmeric. But the magic, if you will, is not in the ingredients necessarily, but in the dosages or in the amounts of those ingredients. So it's almost like a recipe. Any of you ever followed a recipe, tried to follow a recipe and you got a couple of the ingredients wrong, or you got a couple of the dosages wrong, right? It messes up the entire recipe. So the magic, if you will, is in the recipe, and our recipe is triple patented, it's safe for the next 20 years. And then what it does is it activates that NRF2 pathway in your cells that reduces the oxidative stress. Now, Washington State University, they studied NRF2, and they said that NRF2, the discovery of NRF2 may well become the most extraordinary therapeutic and most extraordinary preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. Unbelievable, the power of NRF2. So that is our first theory of aging. And we're going to cover the second theory of aging, which is mitochondrial decline. So a lot of people, if you don't know what mitochondria is, let's go back to junior high school biology, right? It's the powerhouse of the cell. But we now know that mitochondria is so much more than just a powerhouse. You know that you have over 100 million billion mitochondria in your cells? I mean, it's about 10% of your total body weight, and it produces 95% of your mitochondria. And as we get older, that mitochondria starts to decline. In fact, the average 50-year-old has about 50% of the mitochondria that they did as a youth. And by the time you are 70, now get this, by the time you're 70, you have about 10% of the mitochondria that you did as a young person. And it doesn't take a molecular biologist to know to see the difference between a 70-year-old person and a 17-year-old person. The cognitive processing, right? The energy levels, the reaction time, all of that starts to decline. Well, a big part of that is that decline in the mitochondria. So what are your options? Well, Protandim NRF1 Synergizer is clinically proven to promote what's called mitochondrial biogenesis. Now, that's a fancy word for saying the production of newer and healthy mitochondria. And just like the NRF2 pathway, we are certified by the NSF as well as the Banned Substance Control Group. So it's safe for elite level athletes. It's certified drug-free. Now, the third theory of sirtuins. The third theory is the theory of sirtuins. What in the world are sirtuins? Well, sirtuins, again, they're a type of protein that is produced in your cell. And again, the same thing, as it starts to, as we get older, it starts to decline. So how important is that? Why is that important to you? So I want you to think about what would happen in your house if your plumbing got clogged up and all the sludge began to back up. How long do you think you'd be healthy or be happy living in a house like that? Well, that's the same thing that's happening in your cells. As we get older, our daily life, our cells are producing a type of, sludge. I mean, that's really the only way I can explain it. Well, your sirtuins are activated. When your sirtuins are activated, it will clean out a good portion or a big portion of that sludge. So that gives you healthy longevity, mental focus, positive mood. Gosh, we all need that these days. Boosting your mental and physical energy. Now, so when you take all three of those, the NRF1, the NRF2, and the NAD, oh my goodness, do things really start to happen? So for the sake of time, I won't get into all the science about it and geek you out. But look, if you're just taking the NRF2 synergizer only, that NQO1 molecule, it boosts it by 40%, and then the HMOX1 50%, and so forth. But look what happens. That's just if you take the NRF2, the NRF1, and the NAD individually. But look what happens when you take them together. Oh my goodness, that HMOX1, look at that, it boosts it 838%. Have you ever heard of that expression that one can put 1,000 to flight, two can put 10,000 to flight? Imagine what three can do. Well, you're seeing it right here, 838%. The right here, the PGC1A, look at this, 118%. The NAMPT gene, look at this, 127%. That what I call the trifecta is literally the product pillars of this organization. Now, I love the fact that that LifeVantage has not didn't stop at just those products. So they've created all kinds of products. They've taken that same biotech technology, created a bunch of series of other products, not the least of which is Axio. I love Axio. Axio was originally formulated as an energy drink, and we know now that it's so much more than that. It's liquid brain food, NRF2 activation for the brain. Of course, probiotic. My gosh, with all of the food and all the preservatives that we're eating these days, we are destroying our digestive system from the inside out. We have a weight management system. And then you remember that study with LSU and the Skin Cancer Foundation, where they found that it reduces the recurrence of skin melanoma. Well, at their request, LifeVantage put together a skincare line. It's been absolutely amazing. NRF2 activated skincare line. We also have an NRF2 activated hair care system, as well as Pet Tandem for our four-legged friends. Look, I won't get into all the science and everything behind it, but get back with the person who invited you to watch this video and ask them. Do what I did. I drove Carrie Williams and Patsy Caulfield. I drove them crazy with all the questions about the products, the research, and how to build a business. It was awesome. It was awesome for me. I don't know about them, but do that. Freak them out. Go ask them a ton of questions, all right? So how in the world do you get started? Okay. Well, you can be a customer. I have a feeling that if you're here tonight, you're probably looking at wanting to make income. So we have three different packs that you can get started on. There's silver, gold, and the platinum, which give you a variety of products for you, your loved ones to use, to sample, and begin sharing these products with others. And guys, but look, what's so cool is that right now in the month of April, we have our starter kit is free. So take $50 off of the packs, all of the packs. Instead of $350, it's $300. Instead of $650, $600. Instead of $1250, it's $1200. And if this is out of your reach, guys, just get started on the free starter kit, add some products, and you are ready to go and begin referring. Now, once you sign up as an independent LifeVantage distributor, you're given a beautiful website, gorgeous. Uses AI, artificial intelligence. It makes it super seamless for your customers to go out and buy from you. They can add it to their cart. And they credit it back to you so that you get the profits from the orders. It's awesome. They can even put it on a subscription. 90% of our customers do it that way. It's great. So how do you get paid? All right, once you get started, getting your pack, getting your start kit, and so forth, how do you start to make money? All right, so we get paid two ways. The first one is weekly. Every time you go out and refer people and they buy products, you're going to get paid. It's imperative that you know that this is a product-centered business and a product-dependent business. You get paid when product is moved in your organization. It's all about customers, and of course, we have an army of distributors as well, and really a handful of people across the country that are doing this. And as you build an organization, a network of consumers and product users, you're going to get paid every single month when they reorder for life. So it's the idea of creating leverage income so you can make a sale today, and every time they reorder a year from now or 5 years from now, you're going to continue to get paid. All right, if you like that, drop me a high five in the chat. And so how do you get into profit mode? All right, so how do you get your money back? Now, quick demonstration. Number one, in order to qualify for commissions, you must have at least 100 personal volume. That qualifies you for 30% Smart Start. Now, if you have over or 200 or over in personal volume, now you qualify for 40% of the Smart Start. Now, when you move 3 of those packs, that's a good way to get your money back based on you qualified at that 40%. So, for example, if you move 3 silver packs, you're going to get back $300. If you move 3 gold packs, you'll get $600, and if you move 3 platinums, you'll get back $1,200. And of course, that can happen with every month, every week, or even every day. That'd be great, huh? So imagine putting an extra $300, $600, or $1,200 in your bank account the next 30 days. Now, that also works in customers. Remember, 80–90% of our folks are customers. They don't really want to do the business, but they want to get activated. They want to biohack. They want to flip the switch. They want to get the health benefits. Either way, you have that ability to make that 40% commission. And with time, and every time you refer somebody to these products, you make that money. Now, there's a reason why we have thousands of people every month from all walks of life, from teachers to doctors, other health professionals, stay-at-home moms, baby boomers, millennials, retirees, accountants, doctors, oh my gosh, just people from all walks of life who are flooding into LifeVantage. And the main reason is that they can work from home. Guys, I saw a great stat the other day that shows that the work from home searches has just absolutely shot up through the last couple of weeks. It's crazy. Everybody's looking for a way to make money from home or from anywhere, like from your phone. You can do that by sharing this product line that we love, that we believe in, that we're taking ourselves. We have a virtual office, and you don't have the inventory, you don't have the overhead. This is not your traditional brick and mortar business. This is building a virtual e-commerce business using your online store. Now, the timing of LifeVantage couldn't be better. You know, most of the U.S. and Canada has yet to even hear about LifeVantage. Chances are, before you heard this from the person who invited you, you probably had never heard of LifeVantage or biohacking before. So that's pretty exciting. I mean, we're also seeing trends and massive trends and upticks, in wellness, whereas other things are kind of flattening out. Like luxurious items are declining, home care, clothing, those things are starting to drop off. But wellness products are exploding. Also, you have to consider all of our studies. PubMed.gov, again, our National Library of Medicine, over 200,000 studies just on the subject of oxidative stress. Now, you got to understand, again, that equates to hundreds of billions of dollars that are being spent to study this subject of oxidative stress. In fact, as I mentioned before, it's been linked to over 200 different diseases, things like cancer, diabetes, Parkinson's, lupus, fibromyalgia, autism. And our product is clinically proven to reduce that oxidative stress by an average of 40% in 30 days and up to 70% in 120 days. Now, I'm certainly not saying that this is a cure for any of those diseases, okay? It's just a simple fact that oxidative stress has been linked to all of these different diseases, and our product reduces oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days, an average of 40% in 30 days. So the timing with this company is amazing. I mean, look, the timing is great. We're publicly traded. On the NASDAQ, it's a biotechnology company doing over $200 million in, $200 million in sales. The last year has been absolutely epic for us as a company. We've been all over the news. Our CEO was named to the board of directors for the Direct Selling Association. We launched into Spain. We are voted the best place to work for the 3rd year in a row. We added more European footprints, opening up in Ireland. Last May, we introduced Aaron Brockovich, the famous humanitarian, into our board of directors. We won the Stevia Award for the best in products for our hair care system that launched in 2018. We also opened up in Belgium. Let's see here. We were added to the Russell 3000 based on our sales. We celebrated our 10-year anniversary, and we're posting some of the highest fiscal year quarters in 2019. We expanded our line with NAD Synergizer with the sirtuin theory in October. That was a huge breakthrough. And let's see what else here. Let's see here. Oh, and we launched in New Zealand. In January, we posted huge quarterly revenues. We introduced free shipping. And to celebrate all of that, in January 9th of 2020, NASDAQ invited LifeVantage to do what's called the ringing of the bell. That was huge. I mean, we were plastered all over Times Square, and a bunch of our corporate executives, VPs went out there, and it was amazing. We are now the Jersey front title for Salt Lake. We've expanded now into dozens of markets all over Europe, North America, Oceania, Asia, and even the Caribbean. Guys, we are giving back. This company is about making a difference, building homes down in Mexico every single December. You know, it's not about just making money. It's about giving back to those in need. All right. So if you're wondering what kind of money can you actually make at this? So remember, we are a product-driven business, and as your product begins to move more product, LifeVantage will reward you a portion of the proceeds. For example, if you are a Pro 3, your business is doing about $5,000 in volume, and you're going to make about $626 a month on average. Now, that may not seem like much to some of you, but to others, that can make a significant impact on your life. The average Pro 5 makes about $3,100 per month, and the average Pro 5 usually takes about 16 months to achieve that rank. Now, some of you are a little more ambitious, and you are eyeballing those Elite Pro ranks like Pro 7, Pro 8, Pro 9. But I want you to look, it takes the average Pro 7 over 2 years of dedicated effort to achieve those ranks. So this is obviously not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is a get-rich-slow plan. But imagine 2 years from now being able to create a 6-figure income because you saw the vision, you took action, you followed the system, you were coachable, you were willing. This is what is possible. And if you're wondering, can I do this? Look, I sat there, I wondered if I could do this. Guys, I only have to ask you just a couple questions. Can you follow a system? Because we have the support that has been designed and meticulously that has put hundreds of thousands of people in the system. We have a very simple system to help you launch your business, learn the products, and lead a team if that's something that you want to do. We have in-person and online meetings to teach you the mindset, the leadership, and even marketing meetings like this one that you can invite other people to build your business. We also have out-of-town corporate meetings as well as the incentive trips. Remember the trips that I mentioned, the Cancun, and these are all incentive trips that were fully paid by LifeVantage. So guys, look, at this point, you've seen enough information to be able to make a decision. Maybe you're one of 3 that you need more information. You want to do more research, more studies, and that's great. The second one is that you want to become a customer. Right now, you want to get on the products, you want to get activated, you want to flip the switch. And the third type of person is that you want to start the products, but you also want to start making some money. You want to become a professional biohacker. You want to join the team. You want to plug into the system. You want to work hard to achieve your goals for yourself and for your family. Guys, thank you so much for logging in tonight. And to all of the guests out there, I thank you for taking the time to spend with me. I know you had a choice and you chose to spend it with us. So I want to thank you for your time. Guys, we love you. And remember, as I always like to say, there is a better way to live.